There we go. I never know when the streams actually start. They got like a delay to them. Ooh. Hey, Mr. H here. Welcome back. Last stream got flagged by Disney for the final cutscene. It went on a little long. Went on longer than they liked. Also, I think they assumed the entire movie was playing because the ending played. So I was thinking about doing some other game that would be similar, but probably cut out the music for that. Oh yeah, there we go. Everything's working out nice there. Make sure, keep this over. This might be a short game, so I might pull out a bit of 3D modeling real quick. House of the Dead 3. My favorite is 2, but I don't have 2. I had it on the computer. And I had it on the Wii.
The House of the Dead.
I believe I turned off music for this. Yes. Let's just do free play. Survival. Oh. It's a tough game. Put on easy. That final boss has too much free play, gratuitous violence. Everything looks set up how I want it to be set up. I am a big rail shooter fan. Any rail shooter you got, I'll play it. Played Ghost Squad on the Wii. Ever since I had played Lethal Enforcers back in my parents' restaurant. They had Lethal Enforcers, and they had Mortal Kombat 2. And I thought Lethal Enforcers was pretty cool because you had a gun. I think it was mounted to the thing, so you had to like aim it around. And it was like I needed a chair to stand up on in order to play it. And then House of the Dead, I played in an arcade in Canada once. I walked by and saw it, and I was like, holy shit. Look at this. I want to play it. And I gave it a shot. I died not too far into the game, but that was my only introduction to it until I was able to own the game on the computer. I bought it with it was like a gun con with a serial port for the computer. So if you had a CRT monitor, it worked, but wasn't the greatest. It also came with Virtual Cop 2? One of the Virtual Cops, but I played through House of the Dead 1 a whole shit ton. And then I downloaded 2 from something, I don't remember. It was like you could just get it from a website. It wasn't even like an ISO, it was just like, here's the installer, you can play it. Had a blast of a time. Alright. It's a shame rail shooters are dying off. I would still play them. $20 years. It wasn't really that long. Got my man.
Let's do it. Yes, sir.
Okay, Rogan. It's one of them games that, yeah, I love rail shooters so much I'll play them with the analog stick. Formerly, dogs of the AMS. Time they made a move. But yeah, hey Joe, thanks for coming on in. I'm glad you made it back to your house in time. We can't let everyone's death be in vain. Be in vain. Oh, it's like David Lynch said it. Coop, we can't let everyone's death be in vain. I also had this game on the computer. This was a free download thing that I had to. A buddy of mine had this game on Xbox. He also had a weird, like, gun con for the Xbox. It was green, and it was, it looked like an automatic weapon, some kind of, like, it was like a Tech 9 with a shell on it.
How many of these things are there?
That was really fun, because you could turn on turbo, and it would just, like, blow through it. You didn't have to keep firing, you could just go krr, krr, krr. Boom. You. But we'll bring back up the Bugs Life stream. Just gotta blur up the video, maybe put a pitch shift or whatever the fuck on the audio of those scenes, and then just re-upload it. It'll be fine. I'll learn from my mistakes next time. The next licensed IP that has cutscenes of a copyrighted movie in it. Disney don't give a fuck about Bugs Life until you start watching sub 240p interlaced with audio MIDI compression. Let's go. Last time I played this, I was at the entrance. Let's go that. Now you play as G, and Rogan's daughter. What is the G? What does G stand for? Bummed me out that House of Dead 2 was never released on like PS3 or 4's store to buy, even though the Wii has House of Dead 2 and 3 return, and even the original Xbox had 2 as a playable game within the third one. You could go down like an elevator in it, and it would take you to the second game. In the menu. It was like its own menu option. Also, a lot of the times, yeah, tech died with CRTs. What? A zombie security guard? That's outrageous. Have you ever heard of such a thing? Its name is Death. I did own 2 gun cons. Circuit City, that you Zoomers don't know about. An old tech store in the Midwest. I assumed it was all over the place, but it wound up going bankrupt. That is where I got my gun con. It was in a pack with Time Crisis 3. It was sitting there on a shelf for about 4 years. No one wanted it because it was like $70 and no one really knew what to do with it. I had been collecting rail shooter games that whole time since, like Dino Stalker, Vampire Knight, Resident Evil Dead Aim. All the fun ones. Never got Ninja Blade though. That was one I didn't get.
Gee, above you. What certainly is persistent.
It was kind of the problem with the peripherals themselves, is there isn't enough rail shooters. It was really only a monetary drop I made on a like, you know what, I think I need to own these. It's asking me to own them because they've been there so long and I see them every time I go there. And finally I just had enough money to buy it. A B. That's the story of my life, man. It's fucking elementary school in a nutshell. He doesn't apply himself. He only gets B's.
Just a little shaken up.
The problem with these, like, off-brand PS3 controllers, they don't have the 6-axis in it. So games that, like, require it, aka House of the Dead 4, has a shake-off mechanic. Can't do it with this controller. But my controller, my normal PS3 controller, drifts on the analog stick, which is not good for when you're aiming in a rail shooter. Kyrian, I didn't know you had a son. I thought you were just an asshole from the first game. I was probably one of the only people, one of like maybe 1,000, I'll go 1,000 people on Earth that was stoked about a House of the Dead movie. The House of the Dead movie was my introduction to Uwe Boll's shittiness. I rented that movie and I was like really stoked. I was hoping there'd at least be some like House of the Dead-ishness. And I'm like, you know what, this game's pretty campy, so I can tolerate camp and low quality, but it better have the kind of shit I'm looking for in a House of the Dead. Fast-paced action, goofy-looking monsters, bad dialogue, and all of the budget going towards effects instead of like actors or anything. But instead I got this weird Island Rave of the Dead movie. Kyrian's in it, but he's like the main character, and it's like a reveal. It's supposed to be some kind of stupid reveal at the end. It does have kind of a cool fight scene at the end with like a sewn up zombie guy who's the bad guy. That was kind of cool. But other than that, it was just a pretty mediocre movie about shooting zombies, which is close to what this is, but it was missing that little touch of Japanese flavor. The weirdness, the anime, I like to call it the anime of it. Needed some crazy shit. Needed more gore too. And there was a House of the Dead 2 movie, and that was atrocious. That was almost unwatchable. Oh man, the zombie security guard's still following me, bro. He's got a big Dark Souls mace. That'd be like a weapon Nito would wield in the first Dark Souls. He wouldn't have a scythe hand, he'd have a big skull mace. And then there's a new House of the Dead, Scarlet Dawn. That's a great. I didn't get to play it. It's great because they didn't give it to me to buy. A few examples, I buy. Oop, didn't save him. I buy rail shooters. If you release them on a digital store, I'll buy it. It's one of the few games I'll actually spend whatever full price you're charging for it. But there isn't enough MOBA action or gotcha shit, so it's not marketable. Same with the... for some reason, I don't understand why the Silent Hill rail shooter never got any form of digital release. Just release it as is.
Back there again.
But because there was only like 5 people actually looking forward to a House of the Dead movie, it didn't matter if it sucked because it was just going to be like a tax write-off using German tax loopholes anyway. Oddly enough, the closest one he got was the Postal movie, but even that was missing like the craziness. It was too like Zucker Brothers movie, where it's like, oh, here's George Bush and here's Al Qaeda. Oh, isn't that funny? Here's a midget. It didn't have any of the character. I felt like there was no tasks for the main character, who I thought was well casted as the Postal dude. Ooh, there was a mini magician. Magician was the final boss from the first House of the Dead. Also, he was a brief fight in House of the Dead 2, where he came back. Fun shit. Yeah, the Gravelord Club. That'd be great. You can mod that in there. Just take the object out of the file in this. Rip it. Give it an updated bump map. Just give it to put in the game. Replace the clubs that the giant skeletons in Dark Souls wield with that.
Just back off already.
Shotgun was a weird. They've been trying to like change the formula with every succeeding House of the Dead game. Now you use shotguns.
When a lady says no, she means it.
Thanks, G. C. Story of my life. That's such a bad movie. What an easy promise, and they botched it. Yeah.
That was close.
Yeah, very disappointed. Let's go to the Bio Lab. What is this, Resident Evil?
I'm sorry. I should have reacted faster back there.
You're being awfully honest, aren't you? Don't sweat it, kid.
I know. How come I'm so stubborn?
I
and
don't
feel
know.
like Dad?
Have I stepped outside the bounds of human morality?
Of human morality. You didn't seem to care in the first game, dude. Oh, but I saw that Scarlet Dawn is like a spiritual remake of the first one. It's like they use the same kind of model types, but they upgraded them with new models and shit, and it looks really good. And it's supposed to be like a 25 years later story take place thing.
Well, what do you expect? He's always making us worry. I should slap him upside the head for Mom.
Yeah, when Leia says no, she means it. The G-Man. I even like typing to the dead. I remember in high school bringing that into computer class, and I managed to get it as a way that I could play it because I was able to excuse it as a type teaching tool. I was like, it teaches typing. It's literally the perfect game to do that. I'm like, no games? Then what about this typing teacher? Huh? And that was okay. And I was able to play typing dead. It did help. I can type without looking, whatever you call that. One of my mentor teachers when I was student teaching was impressed that I could type on a keyboard without looking at it. I was like, this is just years of computer gaming, baby. Tentacles. But you always find the same archetypes of enemies in these games. They may have different models, but their functionality remains like these small guys. They hop around. They got like more life than the normal guys. The Mudmen type that I just fought there. The big brute. The yeah, I would hope, but that, like I was saying about the fourth game has Uzis instead of shotguns, and I think like the Scarlet Dawn has like M16s. So they've been departing away from the pistol shooting mechanic and going with like more automated weapons, which I think is taking something away from a nice rail shooter where you get you fire the gun, you feel the gun, but now it's like you hold the trigger and it shoots a bunch of bullets. Ooh, first continue. Those are always I have gripes with rail shooters like that. Small, pinpoint, quick moving, gimmicks, boss fight gimmicks. This plant is made out of zombies. I didn't see you do that, Resident Evil. You just made zombie plants, not a plant made out of zombies. Maybe it did when Huacardo from Darkside Chronicles became the T Veronica monster that you fight as the final boss in Darkside Chronicles. Maybe that is like fused with zombies, so he's kind of like a plant, zombie plant. That was a pretty cool game. I liked the Umbrella Chronicles and Darkside Chronicles. I thought a rail shooter for Resident Evil was right up my alley, because a lot of times I don't have the patience or wherewithal to play through an entire Resident Evil game from start to finish to get my little Resident Evil fix. The rail shooter helps shorten up the whole experience. You get like the whole story told in about half an hour instead of 2 hours or however long it takes you to beat a Resident Evil game. Oh, yeah, that would have been 1 quarter well spent. They wouldn't have set the game on easy like I did. The game would have been set on very hard just so they could siphon more quarters. Yeah, I got it. Yee. Oh yeah, this was the one that keeps going after you beat that boss, just for like a little bit. I think even in Scarlet Dawn the bosses are the same except for the final boss. That was pretty interesting, the final boss in that game. Get in that elevator. Get your B rank. Worried about Rogaine? Rogan? Joe Rogan's in this game?
I know just what Dad would say if he was here.
He'd say, take buffalo testosterone directly into your testicles and return to monkey.
Sick of it.
That's what Rogan would say. He'd say, your keto foods need to look yucky, and you need to tweet them, or Instagram your ugly, disgusting-looking foods out. And then he'd tell Jamie to pull something up about some ape ripping a guy's arm off. Yo, Kieran's one evil motherfucker. He experimented on his own son. Yo, that ain't cool. What's up with these evil scientists? Or what's up with these normal scientists experimenting on their children?
What happened?
Who's he think he is? John Money?
1998 Kieran Mansion case happened, I suppose. The project was a threat to humanity itself. Your father and I put a stop to it, though.
Yeah, let's go, G. The very first female protagonist in a House of the Dead game. Namco knows what's up. They're breaking the mold. They broke the mold before any other one. You know how many rail shooters have female protagonists? None. Let's go down the elevator.
Just want to get through here.
Lisa, back me up. I always loved the procedural dismemberment based on where you were shooting. That was really, I think, one of the biggest, wow, I like rail shooters. I hope they all do this, where you could shoot off the arms and then shoot off the head and they'd still come at you, and you have to, like, completely dismember them or waste their health bar entirely. I thought that was tight, and I wish more games did it. Procedural dismemberment based on where you're shooting. I think people are getting too lazy when they make games, or maybe they'd be hard. It's a hard sell. They're like, too realistic dismemberment. What was it, like Medal of Honor? One of the classic Medal of Honors, or was it Company of Heroes? One of those had was like one of the last times a war game had procedural dismemberment, where you could like shoot parts off of enemy soldiers. And they need to bring that back. But they won't. It's a good thing. Why would they ever bring back good things? And I think it's a viable sell. You couldn't be that much to sell physical copies of like a House of the Dead collection and sell it for like $30. Maybe the money isn't worth it. There's like, well, we'll only make it's only a 15% profit to loss, and 15% don't mean shit when we could easily make like a 40 to 50 selling arcade cabinets in Japan. So it's just a bummer. Rail shooter fans get left in the shitter. We're stuck playing the same game for like 30 years. I could never get the Silent Hill arcade PC port to work, so I've literally never played it, and I'm bummed about that. Boss fight.
What's that smell?
What's that smell? Maybe it's you, bitch. You close your mouth. Close your legs.
We're trapped.
Grr.
It's coming, Lisa. Get ready.
Oh, it better not be coming, Lisa. The Fool. Interesting animation on the Fool. I don't quite understand what it is. I think it's like a sloth. Zombie sloth. Game could be harder and it doesn't point out where you gotta shoot. Could do that. This was the monkey Joe Rogan was warning us about. He's like, dude, you see that thing? That fucking rip. That thing fucking killing you, bro. Also, shout out to Joe Rogan from News Radio. It's one of the few good roles he's done. He plays a conspiracy theorist. And I don't think people give him enough recognition for News Radio. Thought it was pretty good. Pause real quick. It did pretty well on the Wii, but games could be played like old gun games on that. Yeah, and they sell bad on current consoles because without something, yeah, you can move it. That was also an issue I had with the Wii in rail shooters. The motion controller was not a true light gun. It was like a cursor pointer. It was like having a laser pointer on your screen that you had to move the... Even worse, it was like the input lag on the Wiimote was just... That was just so fucking bad, and there was no fixing it. You couldn't... There'd be options to turn off the crosshair, and you'd think, but you'd quick move and like shoot there, and there'd be like a half a millisecond or like 6 millisecond lag, and it was just real like, and it was just enough to like make you not play good at rail shooters. Well, dropping these bodies. Whose footprints are these? Jump at me, fool. Always wanted to make a rail shooter. I would also be into genre merging and make like a music rhythm game rail shooter. Combine the two genres like Typing of the Dead did, where it's a typing game with a rail shooter, do a rhythm game with a rail shooter. Which is kind of what the new Kingdom Hearts is. It's like a action game with rhythm mechanics.
So, you and my father stopped caring.
Yeah, we stopped. Crack, sip. Yeah, those were the days.
Someone's trying to continue his legacy.
Wheel of Fate. And then the control's less accurate than it was on old consoles. Step back. It is. It's a huge step back, and I'm surprised. I guess they're just on the wayside because I guess people who are against guns are winning. So the idea of selling gun peripherals as a way to have fun in a video game is frowned upon. Like, America does not make rail shooters. That is a Japanese concept because they still have arcades. I watched Cobra in the Trap documentary play House of the Dead 2 in apparently some mall in Casper, Wyoming. That was awesome. I was like, there's a fucking House of the Dead 2 cab in Casper, Wyoming. I'll buy it out from under him. I'd clean it up, refurbish it, and leave it in a corner of my house. And play it once a week. Hang in there, Rogaine.
Dad! I knew you were alive.
Hey, I'm fine. How'd you guys know I was just sitting in here enjoying myself? Wait, G.
My name is Dan Curian. Dr. Curian was my father.
Dan Curian?
You knew him well.
What kind of stupid ass name is Dan?
He's the one who saved my life. He's the only
No offense to the Dans out there.
disaster. I have to go.
But your name is dumb.
I'll
You should
go.
kill yourself.
Gee, take care of Dad for me.
Nah, you know I'm just playing Dan.
I leave everything in your hands. Remember, Lisa, believe in yourself, no matter what happens.
She got kind of a man face going on.
Yourself. Lisa,
She took all the looks after her dad.
that really means now.
I don't know if the pixie cut works for her.
Just wait.
Get back. I'm not here to fight you.
I couldn't tell if that was the music or the game. We're back. We're back to the beginning. It's the finale.
What is it that they're trying to protect?
Are they trying to protect? I wouldn't have guessed these zombies are protecting anything. I want to know how they infected so many people. How is there this many people?
What the?
What the?
This is the last thing my father left behind. I've spent the last 19 years watching this evil grow. I know it's dangerous. I've always known.
Yep, then you gotta have your anime final boss fight.
How?
I managed to hack the program. That should give us the opening we need.
Exactly, he says believe in yourself. This time she gets it.
I just wanted to ask, are you sure you want to fight your own father?
The future
It says father, but I don't think that's Curian. It's the Wheel of Fate, and I think it's just some,
rest of my life
like,
sharing the burden.
just some bioweapon like Tyra. I don't believe it's
Gotta believe in ourselves.
fight your own father in the way like it's the last thing your father made. Are you sure you want to destroy it? I think is what they meant. Do you want to fight your own father? Destroy everything just to resurrect it. Sounds like a good plan. I'd do that. Analysis impossible. Could it be the big fuck me light on the center of my chest? Wheel of Fate, turn, turn, turn. Give us a lesson that we should learn. Today's moral, shoot it till it dies. Shoot it till it fucking blows up. And says some cool final boss ending phrase like, I live, fools. The only thing that would make this flying around thing better is if it had strobing lights. Ooh. Yeesh, got. You shooting lightning bolts at me, bitch? I'm wearing pants now, bitch. This is what we call, kids, this is what we call a quarter muncher. And a arthritis inducer. Much like the final boss from Vampire Knight. Which I think the final boss in Vampire Knight is cooler than this. And the boss from House of Dead 4 is cooler than this. This is definitely cooler than the boss from House of Dead 2. And the Magician is cooler than all three. The final boss from the first one. Because you got it done in one. They've just been trying to replicate the exact same... Oop. 3/4. Haven't even spent $1 on this game yet. I think, yeah, on top of strobing lights, I think there should be someone screaming in your ear, too. They reload these shotgun shells quick. I don't know if you've tried to reload a shotgun, but it takes at least longer than 1 second. But that's the kind of shit I think should have been in the House of the Dead movie. Stupid shit. Where reloading is almost instantaneous for them. I think there could be a good short story, or short movie, whatever it is, short film about House of the Dead. You could probably tell. I'd say, how long it take? 42 minutes to get to the final boss here? That's how long you should make the House of the Dead movie. Fuck this 90 minutes standard crap. House of the Dead movie, 40 minutes. With intermission to get more popcorn. There we go. R.I.P. dude. Boom, 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 boom. Ah, yes, yes. It's kind of like when Leon reloads in Resident Evil 4. He puts in 4 shells, but it loads 8. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's 8. Maybe it's double fisting or something. I don't know. This is our future, jerk.
You've got bigger problems to worry about.
You're not my father.
You're not my daddy. Blew up.
I'm no longer bound by the past. I begin.
Yeah, monochromatic, then alternate. Yeah, rapidly. Hell yeah. And then one of the little fun things they like to do at the end of all these games is, depending on your rank, depends what kind of ending you get. Kazunari, Tsukamoto, Takashi Oda.
She did a good job taking care of herself.
I would even say if you made a House of the Dead movie, you would have to, I would say, hire European voice actors to voice over actual, like, do what the Italians used to do and hire Italian actors, but then overdub them with American voiceovers. That's what you got to do.
Believe in themselves. Lisa's starting to sound a lot like you.
Oh, wait a minute, Heather. Is that your idea of a joke?
Rogan officially had sex. Officially.
What's wrong?
Lisa, could you wait for a second?
This place was my home.
This place is my whole life.
Goodbye, Father.
Goodbye, Daddy.
I won't let your efforts
I won't let your efforts go. What the fuck did that you mean by that, bitch?
happen again. I'll come back. Listen, please.
I don't know if you want to go in there. All those corpses be rotting up.
Let's go.
Something fierce. End. C. Average. Zang. How do you I didn't know if there was like a special mode. That might only be in the 4th game. Gene? Teeth? Got anything else in this? Nope. What's extra content? Watch a trailer? Is that what that is? Or a making of? Yeah, back when Sega Heritage used to be something to be proud of. Now all they do is like re-release Yakuza games. I don't even know if Sega still owns the rights to House of the Dead. They released that House of the Dead Overkill, or Typing in the Dead Overkill. Producer? No subtitles? That's good. I think it's because I have music turned down in the thing. It won't actually, for some reason, it doesn't play sound. I guess they put the video on the music track, the music guy. They're probably saying some shit like, we needed to make a game really quick to put out in arcades before summer hit, and we thought, why don't we just make a game where you shoot zombies again? And they're like, didn't you do that like 2 times already? Yeah, but we can do it 2 more times after this. I was watching the Spider-Man. It's yeah. I was watching the new Spider-Man movie. Not the new one. I mean, like the, what was it, Homecoming? It kind of grew on me a little bit more than it did before, but I'm still not a huge fan of that one. I miss creative filmmaking, and there isn't a lot of creativity in that. It's pretty soulless. It looks like every other Marvel movie. Except for like Guardians of the Galaxy. That was when they got a visionary director to create something a little bit more out there. I like House of the Dead Overkill. I liked the Typing of the Dead Overkill because it included both. So you could play the Typing of the Dead one, and you could play the original with the mouse. I remember showing a cousin House of the Dead 2. He had a computer, but his computer wasn't good, and he wanted some games for it. And I was like, okay, then you could try this one. This one's pretty easy. All you do is just click it with the mouse. It's pretty easy to understand. Right click, reload. Left click, shoot. And he was really digging into that. It's the same cousin I gave my copy of Resident Evil 4 because I beat it, tired, bought it on the Wii, and I was like, I don't need that. That's how much I give a shit about Resident Evil 4, was I gave the original copy of it away. I didn't do that for any other Resident Evil that I own, but I did it for that one. I thought he would have got more enjoyment out of it than I did. I assume he played. I don't know. I don't even ask him about it. Let's just fuck around with this stuff. Uh-oh, it's gonna do that again. Pretends it's frozen. Let's turn on symmetry. Let's first get it. Want to see the front? It's front. I couldn't think of another game to play. I don't have my other controller, or else I would probably played House of the Dead 4, but just turn it off. Now we can just chill out a little bit. I wrote down a couple things I could talk about that I was doing today, or just fill it in. Ah, there we go. Now I can see the chat even easier. All right. What a good thing to show something easy to get into. Falling over rail shoes. That was I just normally, I'm like, it's what I like, so maybe you'll like it. I didn't think there was any. Oh yeah, I should. If I'm going to do if it's gonna have arms, I should T-pose it. I can make a ghost. Cobra was talking about ghosts having dicks. I was like, yo, what's up with that? Well, they got like ghost dicks and shit? Doesn't make any sense. That'd be a cool one. Just make it the serpentine one that I was going to fuck around with. That's kind of, you can see a little issue with the symmetry is it can't really create points in the middle, so I'd have to turn off like asymmetry, or I could maybe, there's a pinch tool like that and I can kind of point it. Yeah, the Spider-Man movie is, it's got some, the Vulture from when the first time I saw it, I was not a big fan of it. I'm still not a fan of its wings, how the Vulture looked in that one. I like the aviator look and the tech, but I think the wings need some more, like, shiny silver. I think it should mimic, like, bird wings more. Like, needs more metal feathers. Kind of like Archangel's look. But that's cape shit. Who gives a fuck about cape shit? I don't. I didn't watch WandaVision. I had literally no interest in it. I've been getting into Chris Lilly, an Australian comedian. There was a series called Angry Boys I watched that was really good. I would recommend it to anyone. I might watch it again one day. If you want to watch an Australian man play in blackface and also play a Japanese woman and play a grandma and play 2 teenage twin boys, then it's good. It's one of those comedy shows that has heart that you don't find in a lot of things. I like when there's an emotional core. It's kind of like Vice Principals and stuff like that. It's not dark like Vice Principals. Doesn't do that Jody Hill. That's his name, the director of that stuff. It doesn't get into the kind of like the dark shit. Want to mark off. All it does is add more triangles, but it'll help me section off. I always try. That's how I try and with whenever I had to like deal with cousins or family members, I always try to get them involved in whatever I was interested in, just so we could have somehow have a mutual connection. I have a cousin that definitely told us about that, about how much he liked hanging out with us because he was introduced to a bunch of shit. And I was like, yeah, that's not my real intention. It was just I was bored, and I had kids that were like 10 years younger than me, so I might as well try and do something fun.
Tell the clouds that I say
Been playing Fallout 3. I modded the hell out of it. I added like a better Pip-Boy light. Put in increased spawns. I capped the potential levels to 99 instead of 30. I added a mutant mod that adds more variety of enemies. I still have an issue with the game where it has like really bad lag when you come across enemies sometimes. It just starts to fuck up. I've tried to fix it. There was one fix, but it makes open areas go into slow mode. Slow-mo. I just beat the pit. It's a terrible DLC. Any DLC that forces you to lose your inventory is shit. Just to like get it back by the end. Fallout 3 has some pretty crappy DLC. The only two good ones are Point Lookout and the Brotherhood of Steel one, whatever that one that not the Operation Anchorage, but the one that gave you a level increase. They do, yeah. But it also winds up having troubles playing on some shit. It's just, I've tried to fix the stuttering. The game plays like perfect, except for when you come across like enemies, it starts to get stupid lag. I'd like to play it on stream, but it'd probably be visually like jarring, and it wouldn't be really fun to look at. Plus, it's just me going around fucking just literally wasting time. Sinking in the hours. Racking them up. Racking up them hours. I have a bunch of games I'd like to play on stream. Give me a reason to play them through again. Just think about playing System Shock. System Shock 2 definitely. Maybe Shadow Warrior. Those would be a good. I can beat those games in not too long. Duke Nukem 3D. I'd even play Duke Nukem Forever if it meant I can never have to play that game again and have it recorded just so I can chronicle and go, yep. This thing has too much. There. Back down. That's why, yeah, I would totally love to play. I really dug the first System Shock, so remake of that I'm definitely looking forward to. A lot of people, like, I didn't play the first System Shock when it came out, I played it later, and then when I finally played it, I was like, wow, this is like 2, but it's like got slightly better, like more fun classic first-person shooter mechanics and shit. Very fun. I like System Shock. Love that series. It could only be botched at this point. Stalker, yeah, Stalker streams. I've beaten that game like 400 times. I've played so many mods for that thing. I lived Stalker. That'd be a fun one. Stalker was a game I bought day one at Best Buy. I saw it in a Game Informer or a Game Pro, I think. Just one screenshot, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna play that one. And then I did. I went and bought it first day and played it. It was an awesome game. I excused all of its faults with the game engine. Because the atmosphere and gameplay was just so endearing. Yeah. I just have to... Well, really, it's my laziness of... I don't want to... I have the HDMI cable back there. It's all rolled up. So I'd have to, like, take it out, unroll it, and then move it all the way there. And when I want to move it back, I'd have to, like, re-roll it. And I don't want to leave this big pile of HDMI cable connected to the TV to here. So it's more or less... when I desperately need to play a PC game, I think is when I do it. Because I have a lot of PS4 games and PS3, and now that new cable is coming in, I'll have PS2 games and Genesis games I can play. And I definitely have a lot of those I'd like to play. Because, yeah, I would get the idea. You want to watch people who like the games playing. Who would want to watch, like, a stream of somebody playing a game they don't enjoy? I guess that's what Wings of Redemption is. I was the one you gave me. You gave me that one that's powered. It was like a really long one that you had. That one end's powered and the other... they're not both... They don't both work in junction. You have to plug one end into the source and the other into the television. Oh, but the cable for it was the the capture cable, the expensive one. I can't remember what it was called. Yeah, I'm really drawing a blank on the name of it. Whatever that cable. Oh, yeah, Elgato. Yep. Definitely. That's kind of a trick. If you hollow out the cavity and you make it dark and you put a pupil in it, the eyes will kind of follow you. It's like a forced perspective. Save you time on sculpting eyeballs. Yeah. Listen to all the tales, all the shanties. Well, the year was 1996. And I rented, no, and the year was 1998, and I played Silent Hill 1. I never owned it till recently. And then Konami killed the franchise.
Enjoy the silence in the rain. When all my troubles wash away.
I've lived far too long, and I've seen too many of my favorite franchises go to shit or get just flat canceled. So I have real no attachment to anything anymore, other than the classic games I played. Can't really give a fuck. It's hard pressed for me to give a fuck. Oh, come on, Mr. H, don't you want to give a fuck? Nah, dog, I'm good. You can give a fuck. That's up to you to give a fuck. Like, people excusing $70 price tags on games is like, what was it? The one fella who's put a thing is like, would you pay $70 for games if they didn't have gotcha mobile shit in it? And then they're all like, yeah, I would! I'm like, games should be $50. That was... The only reason they even went up the $10 was because of printing costs for fucking consoles. They had a fucking licensing fee for game discs on certain consoles. So you'd get $50 PC games, and then you get $60 Xbox 360 games. And it'd be the same game, except one looks better on your computer. And then they've gotten to a point where they're now increasing it another $10, and everybody's fine with it. It's because they don't know no better. So, whatever. Break your pocketbook. Enjoy your gotcha shit, because they ain't going to get rid of that. That makes them money. Bobby Kotick was right. If they could charge per bullet, they would. And they will. $72,000 polys. Also, Bobby Kotick was right about Tim Schafer. Have you seen the fucking games he makes now? Don't waste your money on that fella. Well, I guess people already did. They bought into the Broken World, Broken Promise, whatever that game was called. Yeah, that'd be alright. Yeah. And then I worry about indie developers. I would want them to... They're trying to, like, copy what big name... Like, No Man's Sky was, like, an indie developer that was forced to become a AAA developer because they wanted to make a game with the same ambition a AAA developer would have. And it wound up kind of getting thrown right in their face early on. And that's not what I even want from indie games. I don't want indie games that try and replicate the bad habits of a AAA developer. And they like what was it? Path of Exile has a that game would have just been better if it was like a Torchlight. It didn't need to start putting like online like fucking currencies that you buy. Fucking mobile app shit. That's what that game needed. I never kept. I'd like stopped playing it because I just couldn't get into. It was too much of like a. Just too much bullshit. It's a very pretty game. I liked Path Exile for being a pretty Diablo 2, but couldn't get into it.
To be alone, sinking in petals, looking for the bottom. Where will we go?
No More Heroes is coming out. Remember that game you played on your fucking Wii 15 years ago? Well, now you can play it again. Suda Swifty one. Hey, get Swifty one. Get Swifty, Morty. If they fucking put Mad World, just re-release Mad World again. It's pathetic how many bad reviews Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 Remastered have because of people thinking it was a remake of Dark Alliance for PS. Damn. That's foul. No one gives a fuck about games. Games are dead. They will still continue to exist, and they'll continue to release them, but they are not for anyone anymore. They are its own, like, self-controlled, self-sustaining market of bullshit. It's like no one even has to buy them or play them for them to do well. If I was them, I'd pull what movies do and just fill it with so much advertisement that the game pays for itself before it's even released. I would also be asset flipping like a motherfucker. I'd be like, why do we don't need to make new shit for this game, just use the old stuff. They've gotten so lazy that Call of Duty games no longer have story modes. They're just like, well, we know what people want. They just want the next multiplayer iteration that they'll play. They'll get it for free on PlayStation Plus, and then they'll all play it, and they'll funnel into the gacha system. They'll pay us for loot boxes. They love the loot boxes, boy. I remember when loot boxes used to be called secret unlockables. Used to get them by playing the game well. There was a funny bit on X-Play that was kind of what this is. It was like a guy some like an old, it was fake old man, but he was like telling stories of current things that were happening, but the way he talked about them feels like now when you bitch about old boomer shit. You're like, well, when the Xbox came out, I think that was the joke, Bill Gates decided he needed more money. You're right about it, not needing to be played. Yeah, I got Game of the Year. Yeah, it's, yeah. Like, it feels like you're like, how did that game do well? And, yeah. I don't have the numbers, and I don't know the deep intricacies, but it feels that way. It feels like something's fucking wrong with video games. And, people don't care. The only people noticing it are the people that play them, but the people who don't care are the people that need to talk about them in a positive way. Because that's how they get there. People want to still cling to the idea that video games are still this untapped artistic market. But it's not. It's Hollywood, bro. I'm like, you should have fucking saw that when the newest Ratchet and Clank game, not the new one, but the one that came out on PS4, was literally just the movie, but with gameplay mechanics in it. These are just movies. I wouldn't be surprised if The Last of Us, verbatim, the story of Last of Us is told in a live-action movie. What else was I going to talk about? The movie True Stories. I recently watched that. The David Byrne it's the Talking Heads movie. Where it's all their music. It's takes place in like a podunk town in Texas, and it has like all people who lived in the area acting it out. It's a very, very comfy movie. It's got John Goodman in it as the, like, he's the interconnected character apart from David Byrne. I think it's David Byrne. I might be wrong. But the lead singer of Talking Heads, he plays a character that narrates the movie and interacts with the characters. That's some pretty good music and pretty wholesome ass fucking scenes. I would recommend people watch that movie. If you're in for some just pure quality wholesomeness with a bit of parody. I wound up keeping that movie. And keeping it because I... What was that you said? And, it's good ass one. Good ass. It's straight good ass. Because I'm starting to become a grandpa. At 31 years old, I'm starting to be like, just give me movies that are wholesome and I watched it like late at night, and I got into it. I've been even watching some Siskel and Ebert reviews to see if there's any movies that they reviewed that I might watch. Some that like no one's ever watched since it came out. So far, no. The stuff they like's pretty crap. It's all like race relation shit, gender inequality. It's just The same shit people fucking talk about now in movies that you can't stand. Ah, yeah, I bought it off the internet. There was this store called the Swashbucklers Harbor. It was it's a place that sells all these movies for like really cheap prices, like almost like closing price, like going out of business sale prices, and I just picked it up from there. That's not true. I would never go to Swashbucklers Harbor. A public store? I shop private stores. Also do Trump hands, because that's how you show that you're superior to people, by gesturing with your hands. Yeah, the price is so good you'd think they were stolen. I think that was what was written on the banner ad. I am opposed to piracy in all forms. I think you should give the developers as much money as you possibly can. I think these, like, Ubisoft is really hurting. That's why they have to put this gotcha shit in there, man. It's because people keep taking their games. These games are really good, too. Like, they keep taking the best games. Like, all the good Far Cries. All the good, Watch Dogs. And it's just really unfortunate that people aren't willing to empty their wallets for these companies. Holy crap, Lois, that really grinds my gears. Better pop a save on this, just in case things go tits up on me. I'm gonna call this T-shaped monster. Just so I know what it is when I read it. If I gave it some kind of other name, I wouldn't know what it is. Thank you. Benson's game, his D&D game, is lasting until about 9 o'clock, so I gotta make do until then. So I'm trying to stretch out the time. I really can't think of another. I already have the thing set up for House of the Dead, so there's really no other shit to do. Oh, 145. Okay, I need to start taking shit away.
Strip off the shadows from your skin and cast them
Almost. Almost. It's just so many vertices. There we go. I can keep fucking with it. Maybe I can. I always like adding additional shit, but let's turn off symmetry so I can goof around with. And now I should try and tweak it so it doesn't have so much symmetrical look to it. So I'm gonna have a little bit more realistic imperfections. The final thing I had written on there was about Cobes. Cobes had like a drunk stream this morning. Because it's International Women's Day, everybody. So grab your beer and celebrate women. Celebrate international women. Not national women. Why would you care about women in your own country? You need to care about other people's women. And Cobes decided that was he should drink at about 10:30 a.m. Because that's most definitely what's up. And yeah, 2021, the best of video is shaping up pretty nicely, tubes. Because you can hear what he says. He can handle his liquor, but he totally can't. He was 2 beers in and he was already like drunk scream singing. I guess since this is like this, let me take a break and I'm gonna go grab me another one of these and we'll be right back. We'll be Blight Snack.
Sometimes I think that I could feel it. It keeps my time. Every night when I'm dreaming, feels like I'm falling through the ceiling. No, I don't mind, no.
Ooh. cool. By the way, red meat diet's coming in nicely, tubes. For the last 4 days, I've been having just steak and broccoli. Had me a nice ribeye for the last couple days. Boy, I love red meat. I guess until they start replacing all steaks with bug steaks. I'll save it. I don't think there's much I can do to it. I'm trying to think of when I rig it, what might mess up on like these arms here. You gotta create spline up to probably here, and then you make you go to the head and you make at least 2 bones so there can be a pivot IK in the neck so it can get kind of that movement. And then from the center you need to go out with 2 bones here so these parts don't become, at least up to like there. And then you go 1 bone, 2 bone, 3 bones. And then you gotta, that 3rd bone will be like your hand movable one. It's all fun. I kind of like that. Gives me the puzzle. It's a visual puzzle that I can figure out, as opposed to like a more mathematical. Yeah, they don't have to. Yeah, it's been 8. Eat like a king, man. Man, I've been cooking mine medium rare as hell. That's how I like them. I didn't know Razor Fist eats his steaks well done. I was like, alright, bruh. Alright, bruh. Okay, whatever floats your boat. Just don't come crying to me when the angels come and take me to heaven. That's all I'm saying. Let's paint it. When the devil shows up and says, everyone who likes well-done steaks, you're coming with me, bitch. And you gotta pretend to like your steak medium rare to avoid going to hell. My go-to is like, just eat a fucking burger patty if you hate meat that much. No, it totally doesn't just taste like a burger when you cook your fucking steak all the way through. And then it doesn't become tender, it's sickening. As rare as you can cook it, yeah. Leave it on the heater for a little bit. I got a candle you can put it on. Hold it over the candle. Yeah, I try and cook it as... I get it to where I can... It's definitely like... I was looking at the difference between rare and medium rare, and I'm like, I guess I eat my steaks rare, but... Not really like that, where it's like a thin line. Someone was making a... Yeah, gross-ass hard meat. Just fucking nibble on your toenails while you're at it or something. Damn. Sure, let's go with like a yellow base. Then dark blue. Let's choose this metal. It's gold metal. Alright. Hardness. Turn up the hardness. Now with the symmetry off, I gotta now paint both sides as opposed to... I guess it does give a more realistic paint app, because then there's some parts that I'll paint that I might not paint on the other side, so... It winds up, I guess, looking more uniform and better than it would otherwise. A nice meat and a nice veg. Nothing better. I don't do no potatoes. You know your man doesn't do no potatoes. Too much starch, too much carbs, not enough vitamins. Heard Penn Gillette went on an all potato diet and lost a bunch, dropped a bunch of weight, but I assume he didn't get to eat any meat. I'm like, why? Like, potatoes are good, but cutting meat out of your diet to eat just potatoes? No thanks. I'd rather eat broccoli with meat. I've been getting tired of the salads, so I switched to broccoli. Salads just aren't as tasty as when you can properly cook up broccoli. People think broccoli's gross. It's because you ain't had my broccoli. I got a niece who's a brockaholic. Yeah, it's just like you just gotta learn how to cook with low carb options. It's really the biggest gripe. I'm not saying to completely diminish your carb intake, because rice is pretty good for filling up. Plus, it's just also empty. I don't know. It's tough. Yeah, some garlic parm. I get the basil oregano, and I like stir fry it up in the juices that I cook the steak in. It helps also clean the pan out. So I kill 3 birds. I get my broccoli, it's cooked perfectly, and then the pan's more clean when I have to wash it. It doesn't have any like stuck on stuff. It all gets cooked in with the broccoli. I have some New York strips as well. Yeah, I've been bought about $28 worth of steaks. That ain't much. I get to eat exactly what I want to eat for at least 4 days straight. And I'm satisfied. I get to look forward to eating because I'm like, ooh, it's another steak. Also, because what you eat also will fill you up, but doesn't make you hungry again. It's a good like hunger suppressant to fill yourself up on food that is actually filling. Like fats help fill you up. Gives you the illusion that you're full. You don't get that hungry feeling you get when you eat like starch, carb heavy, sugar heavy foods. I had an idea. There's a fella I discovered who does Cobra animated, King Cobra JFS animated. He has like barely any views. I think we might watch some of those on stream before I sign out, because they're pretty short. They're like a minute or so, so all of them probably be like 10 minutes. Give him a shout out. Hope that I can spread the word of the great King Cobra. His birthday's coming up, so just throwing that out there, Joe. If you wanted to come on down for the 26th, we were gonna have some pizza and gonna celebrate King Cobra's birthday for giving me a year's worth of laughs. Thank God he exists, because then who else would there'd be no one else, man. Sexy gothic bad boy in the house. I didn't think guys like him even existed anymore. I thought people really grew out of that. And then now my grandma's been fully vaccinated for the hack sneeze, and we're gonna probably finally have lunch with her. Haven't like seen my grandma in like so long, and she's old. She's getting even older, and she's only gonna get even older. So. Yep. Because I know Cobes is going to be streaming. He's going to get pissed because he's turning 30. It's finally his big 3-0. I think Eggy also turns 30 this year. Exactly. Yeah, no shit, dude. Well, I think you just lucked out, Joe. You got really good genetics, I guess. Like, you look really good for your age. I would never notice. Like, the second you tell me you're 40, I don't think anyone would believe you. You could lie to people and say you're 30 for like the rest of your life, I think. At least until your hair turns completely gray. Then you could pull Steve Martin, because Steve Martin went completely gray, and so he always looked older than he actually was. So then by the time you are actually older, you could wind up looking younger. Kind of pull it off. I'll probably like these will grow out more, and I'll get those laugh lines. I think what they're called. And everything on me will get gray, and these circles under my eyes will get more get more bags. I'll start to look my age. I look fucking crazy old. I guess it's a curse and a benefit. Like anyone would want to still look like they're 30 when they're 40. Forever young, my friend will be forever young. Now. No. Where were we? No. 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 Where were we? Quote from one of the Hellraisers. Where were we? It's Jody. Jody, send me to hell. My favorite line from Hellraiser 3. Pinhead telling the hero to send him to hell. Texture. If I do use these textures, I have to like hue flip, put it in GIMP, but I don't want to go that far. Let's use it as a brush tool. Cobra likes to do that a lot, whereas demon. That's how he does it. But he does it on a base level. He doesn't ever try. So he goes. What a king. It's in his name. Maybe. Let's see. I need to drink more of this. I know. Back on looking, a Cobra looking over us. Hairline crew still around. We both still got our hairlines. That's some good genetics. You can be in your 30s and still have your hairline. I curse myself. I'm gonna knock on wood. I don't want to curse myself. Stream's been going for almost 2 hours. It's pretty good. Making good time. So, highlight. I'm trying to think. What color? Maybe an orange, because that's kind of the... I don't want to put red, but I would like to get reminiscence of yellow. Let's choose a different brush. Dead skin. Uninverted. There we go. There's what I wanted. Can't get rid of all those. All right.
Chased after the sun and the fading light of day.
So some bump. I paint the bump. Oh, fingers locking up. Yeah, I always, sometimes I worry when I'm painting it, and I'm like, it's not really turning out quite as nice as I want. And then when I've normally put a bump on there, I'm like, okay, yeah, it's getting more of what I want, because then I can then tweak the under painting on it. I can then fuck around with the color and get, because you do see like the kind of shadows. Shadows almost make themselves appear when you apply this bump map. or when you paint the bumps. I like the whole method of painting them. This really kills all the birds once. I don't have to like convert anything. I don't have to export anything. I pretty much get the whole model done in one program. It's Swamp Thing. This is the Clive Barker's Jericho filter. Makes everything look highly specular lighted. I gotta play that game. That's what I gotta do a stream for. Clive Barker's Jericho. I got that on my computer. That'd be a computer game that I play. It's looking pretty done. Guess I could add minor. Oh, wrong one. Break up some of the uniform color. I do like that strong rim. Makes the bump look pretty good. Better save. Painted. Oh. We're at 2 hours 10. Let's see if I can like to do the YouTube video thing. Let's see. Is it on my PS3 screen? Yeah, YouTube. Alright. Copy. Paste. Put that there. Cool. So then I would just put
I seen this.
yeah. I'd have to bring up a Unity and capture it. I guess I could. It's all a little extra work that I wasn't prepped for. Maybe next time I could just open up. I don't know. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. Let's put it behind my border. Let's pause that up. Let's test out watching one of these real quick. This is only 45 seconds.
I seen this cute goth chick walking downtown yesterday. Show did. And as I was walking away, I made the comment. I said,
That's right.
That's a cute goth chick.
Yeah, hell yeah, Josh. That's what's up.
Badass makeup on. And literally, no sooner did I say, that's a cute goth chick, her boyfriend got a little pissed off, and he literally said, hey Cobra, she's mine, back off.
She's
So
mine,
I her
back
boyfriend
off.
up, the
That's
guy
it. That's
stripped
what's up.
shit,
That totally
so
happened.
come on.
Yeah, it totally fucking happened. Dude, that's what's
I
up.
was laughing at it, and it got me thinking. I'm like, as I'm walking away, I'm just saying to myself, don't be an asshole, Cobra, just keep walking.
That's what's up, Tubes. Can I just go to the next one? Why would it go to Billie Jean? Unbelievable. Man has no playlists.
But on the way down to the bank, I passed a couple who was jogging downtown, and I rode close to that chick without hitting her, just close enough so she could get a whiff of my tactical soap.
That tack soap, bro. Buy yourself some tack soap. Bond tactical
soap. As I was
soap.
riding away, she's like, "Holy shit, that dude smells good." Dude next to her is like, and I shouted out, "Tactical soap, baby!" And that dude said, "I am sold."
I am sold. There, let's just go on to the next one. Play the third one.
I'm at the post office, and my dad has to fill out these forms.
This one's quiet.
The wands, which are going international. I see my dad list my wand as toy wands, or a toy wand. I looked at my dad, I'm like, "Yo, Dad, these aren't toys, man. These are the real deal." And he looks at me and he goes, "That's just how they're shipped, bud." And I'm like, "Okay, whatever." So the postmaster in front of the computer is just sitting there doing their thing, you know. I pull up my wand and I point it at the postmaster's computer. The postmaster was like, "Okay, that's weird.
Don't fuck with Cobes and his chi balls.
Working." And then I'm like, "Oops, I'm gonna quit playing with this in public," and then I put it back in my coat pocket. And there were a bunch of people standing in line right behind us going, "Whoa, dude, this guy knows real magic."
Whoa, dude, this story totally happened.
Did you all catch Monday Night Football with the Atlanta Falcons versus the New York Giants? That was a close game, but the Atlanta Falcons won by 3 points. I like the Atlanta Falcons. That's my favorite football team. And they kicked ass in that game. I tell you what, it's kind of funny when I'm watching a Falcons game and I hear someone shout, "That's Gothic King Cobra's favorite football team. Fuck mass shootings." And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, yeah."
Fuck mass shootings. That's what's up. That's most definitely what's up. Gender relations got me irate. Tubes.
This happened to me yesterday. You go to the gas station to use their free restroom, and sometimes I'll talk to myself when I use the shitter. It's just what I do. You know, it'd be kind of rude just to use the toilet and leave. I should probably buy something. Get my bare ass sitting on the toilet, knees sitting in front of me. I start taking my hands and smacking my knees.
Just in case. Let me hide it. Nope, it's good.
The way this bathroom was set up in this gas station,
I don't want it to show anything.
It's all open, so the whole gas station can hear your business, right? And the motherfuckers in the gas station thought I was masturbating. I'm like, really? Really? I ignore the stupid side comments.
Oh, shit, Tubes.
Squeeze out my shit. And right after I get done pooping, oh, the immense relief. I wash my hands. I dry my hands. There's this cute-ass chick with black hair and tattoos standing behind the register just looking at me like, "Ew." Ugh. I have some money in my pocket. I go to the cooler. I fetch me a Monster. Right after grabbing my Monster, I walk over to the cashier and I buy some cigarillos from Swisher Sweets.
Always gotta buy your Swishers.
Swisher Sweets. Delicious cigarillos. And this
they're delicious.
Like she's afraid to touch my hands. Like, what the fuck? And I looked at her. I looked deep into her eyes. Like, really? Really? It was a look like, "That's not what you thought it was, honey." And then the look I gave her changed from, "That's not what I was doing in there," to, "Hey, how you doing?" And she went from being grossed out by me to,
I haven't seen this one.
now she's checking me out. And as I'm walking out of the store, I hear one of the cashiers behind the counter say, "He's a rock star."
He's a rock star. Sure is. It's the Assy concert.
So I just got back from the Ozzy concert, and that concert was fucking lit. Ozzy and Zach Wade and all them jamming out. So I get to the concert finally. Right as we're coming around the bend, I see this white building with this huge ass, gorgeous clock tower, and I'm like, dude, that's a cool looking clock tower. As soon as I started
I like
riding the
that. I
escalator
like those little
to the
edits
top,
using
I
the
walked to the nearest bar, ordered
the
a
real
drink,
quotes.
going to the concert. I heard someone
The
shout,
lip
"Gothic
movements.
King Cobra, now it's a party." I'm like, yeah, dude. Get into the concert, go up, and I see the bar is selling Jack Daniels, and I'm like, I go in there and I buy a double shot of Jack and Coke. Damn near $20. Totally worth it. And we made it just in time for Ozzy's
So what's up, man?
second half of the show.
Blow that money,
Dude, Zach
Cobes.
Wade was killing it
Blow
on the
those stimmy
guitar.
checks,
Wouldn't even
Cobes.
know. Up there on stage in a black and green kilt. And then I had this usher who was just being really rude to me. This chick was, she's like, "You need to quit standing in the aisle. I've already let you listen to 2 songs." And I'm like, yeah, okay. And then she got more pacey and she's like, "You need to quit spilling your drink. You're getting ice cubes all over the stairs." And I'm like, dude, when these ushers were looking at me like, this guy is pushing it.
This guy's pushing
I
it.
did have a little bit of weed loaded into my tobacco pipe. Took a massive fucking rip. Just went. And you heard Ozzy on stage. He's like, "That goth dude knows how to rock. Come on!" I'm like, "Yeah, dude." And then I had people.
That totally happened.
Me at the concert, like people behind me, they're like, "Oh, he's going bald." But let me tell you something. Pretty much every chick I walked by said, "Ooh, he smells good." And I'm sitting there in the hotel eating breakfast, about to hit the road.
You got that tack soap.
Continental breakfast, of course. This one dude was, I think he recognized me from my YouTube because he's like, "Oh, that's Gothic King Cobra." He's like, "Dude, I gotta get me some of that soap. Look how chicks are responding to him." But yeah, dude, I had an awesome time at the Ozzy concert, and yeah, dude, it was cool.
Yeah, dude, it's cool. A tragic history of Ozzy Osbourne. What, that he was the smelly kid in school? This is Walmart gentleman. Yeah. Shout out King Cobra Animated. Excellent channel. Needs to get more subs. Needs to definitely blow up. Man, I love when effort's put into that kind of shit. Alright. I already bought some Bond Tactical Soap. I already bought up as much as I could get. I'm overflowing with it. If you want to come on by here, I can give you some. Direct quote. It's like having a wingman for your skin. Nothing better.
Above the sunset in every way you are. I know that everything's in focus now.
Ooh.
I'm seeing clearly for the first time.
Maybe I could.
Today I woke up feeling more alive.
Since. Let me export it. I'll try it. I'll try and show you cool cobras out there. OBJ. Gotta save the OBJ. Gotta save the text map. Gotta save the normal. And that's all you gotta do in that. Pop another save on the painted. Quit out of it. There we go. So let's. Yeah, I subscribed to me. And I was like, wow, that's some cool shit. I'd do it if I could 3D model a little bit better. I'd totally make a King Cobra model and animate a couple of his stories. gotta keep the music up so it changes. Let's make that smaller. This might be a little friggity fucky, because I'm got OBS going, and now I'm gonna try and run Unity. We'll see. I don't know what'll happen to the stream or anything. Computer might flub up or something. But here we go. Model making. Load up my model making one. Ah. Because I can full screen it on the Unity updater check. No thanks. If I update it, it might fuck everything up. So can't do that. No can do, Boogaloo. Okay, there's that. Let me delete that prefab. Models. Okay. Alright, so now I can add, let me put a display capture, call it Unity. Automatically find it. Pretty good. Let's go okay on that. You drop that new model in my model folder. Yeah, you guys are gonna get a super secret. Will this show up? Yeah, there it is. This is the Puppet 3D I use. I always gotta delete those two. Alright. There's the OBJ. Here, I'll move that over here. Do a texture map over it. Go into the default here. Standard. Move the normal map to the normal map. Let it fix itself. Sometimes you can, I like to, because you can raise the normal so you get outrageous deep, or just put it at a functional one that I like. That was the chat. I don't know that. Alright. Always 2D. Take the default, go to add component, put mesh collider. Mesh collider's needed. Let's see, make it more Slimy. Yeah, that's cool. Do skeleton. Let's do the spline tool. Start at the bottom. And put one midway. Put one up at the top. Finish. A lot of times the global controller will, you just move that and then you open it up and click on those and you can move those back to where you want them. Spline grip 3. Let's move it here because it's gonna have a separate bone that comes out here that'll be for the neck and head. I always name these, call them controller. Body grips. Bottom grip. Middle grip. Top grip. Always sort them so from top to bottom because they'll always, so then you can just know where you're grabbing it. You can even see how it kind of moves before you bind it. But let's find these bones. I've not figured out a way to if you can see it that close, but this hierarchy of bones here down in, I have not figured out a way to open all of them without clicking on each triangle, but I'll name the first bone like base, and then whatever ones I'm attaching other bones to, like this 8, I will call arm bone. So then from there I'll do create bone, and then I'll like make one here, and I'll go 1 to there, 2, and 3 to just cap off the hand. I don't want the rest of the hand to move. I don't need it. I just want maybe just to move all at once. Finish. Go back to arm bone. 1, 2, 3, 4. Real quick, let me pop a save on this. Put this out of the way. Scenes. Call that T monster workable. Okay. So let me just hold. If I wanted to. Thank you. That helps. It did do that. Okay, that's pretty much how it goes. Let's see. I'll put. This should be where you get your IK controller, and then you can kind of see how it will move before you skin it. It's kind of being a fucking weirdo. What if I do it at the front? probably work better. Yeah. Put them at the tips. This is I don't know everything about this, but this is just how I've been doing it to help me out. Oh yeah, I should go from arm bone, and also plus head bone. I need to. I think it needs one out, 2 for the joint, and then 3 for the tip. So if I highlight that, put IK controller in it, should kind of do what I want it to. Let's try. Let's see what's up. So these control grips down here, I'll move into the body ones. But you highlight all these bones, then you highlight the default mesh, and go skinning, bind, and you do slow. I hope I didn't go above 100,000. I don't think I did. If I did, it's gonna fuck up. It'll look completely fucked if it went over 100,000. Just waiting for it. You'll know that it's done when the collider mesh pops up like that. So it's like that. Yeah, and then I'll move the arm. I'll call this, I guess I'll call it left arm because it's my left. I don't want to call it the model's right arm. I'll call it your left. So visually, the left arm. These into body grips, top, head, middle, and then left arm, right arm, bottom. That's roughly how I try and figure this shit out. So then when I want to grab the top grip, yeah, it should move. You can see where it kind of fucks up shit. Oh, let's see, head grip. Yeah, you can see where it grabs parts of the mesh that you more or less wouldn't want it to grab. And then I'll go, because I got another fun thing. I go the base and I'll put in F Impossible Creations. I'll put Squasher, put it to maybe 3 and then 2. Then we'll see how that looks. And that gives it like a natural movement. You want to move your grips away, at least when you're doing what I'm doing. Yeah, like that. You want to move them away from it like that, because they will conflict with themselves when it's like moving. So it's good to kind of keep it like that, and then when it's wiggling, yeah. See, now it won't win on it. So speed it up. Scalar. But I like to give it just a little breathe like it's alive. Copy component. Paste the values. Alright. And then you can do shit like, let's see, the top grip. I think top grip might do it the best, where you would add a vibrate. Bone rotation's not animated. If you do, it looks crazy. 3. 6. Because if you don't, it does that. But if you turn off the... There we go. Let's see. How's the bottom one move? Bottom grip. Cool. Yeah. And these little pivot grips will help you. You can do stuff like that. Keep little subtle movements might help that better, as long as you don't get too much warping. I'll always put them in. That's maybe I'll do it in the head too. Also, the dead stream turned into a here's my secrets stream. He's filled with secrets. I think, can this one work? Sometimes some of them don't work. Like the middle one doesn't actually, this middle spline will not, I'll just use the mouse over here, will not move like this, where it won't pivot on a rotation and it doesn't do it right. So this, like the pivot rotations only work for the bottom and top one. And these ones here. Let's go 3. Copy. Left arm. You know what? I'll just copy the bottom. Copy component. Paste. Right arm. Paste. There. And now if I go to the controller, I can turn off the bone visibility. Just keep the controller. And while this is kind of moving, I can just fuck around with it. So I can get the movements I want. It's pretty cool. What about the rotation? Can I rotate it? Middle. Yeah, middle, the rotation doesn't work, but you can pivot it. And then you'd keyframe your animation, and then the keyframed animation winds up looking a little bit more realistic with the natural warble movement. Let's see, left arm. You can see the issue. Yeah, if I would have put the IK controller more in the middle, that's an issue. But you can't fix everything. You'd want that one there to move to. I guess it'd be, you could trick it by just doing forward. Like, You don't have to put its arms at its side if you're putting it in, guess you wouldn't notice all that much if it just came, if you were using this in a game, it was coming at you. I think that small imperfection of its bone not fucking working right. Maybe I can, let's turn that off. Is that bone 10? Maybe I can like put, let's see. Cool. It does. I can get it to wobble. Separate bone there. The one that doesn't actually move, I can get it to do a warble. Alright, it'll look a little bit. And then, which one's this one? 14. Same. Oh, and if I wanted to, I think I got eyeballs in here. Something I made. Let's do human eye. I don't think I have prefab set up. There we go. Last time I was putting eyeballs in a model, I must use red, like I redded them. Oh yeah, you should always put the this monster controller inside the thing so it binds with it, and I call it prefab. But then you can. And then you want to find that head bone. I think it's that one. 19. And you want to move those. And do it. So it's bound to them. And then when it moves, it should just move the eyes with it. Yeah. And then you won't have any goof. There you go, do fun shit. Like if you want to put on that, you want to then also add like vibrate to it. Let's see. What if 2? So then copy that component, paste the values, let's do it in the other one. And you get all the stupid shit you want to do. I guess I could. There's a way. Oh, I think it's in gizmos. You can hide those dynamic bone, those squares there, those are supposed to look like something else, but there's just some goof is going on where
Pull me close and you say you'll never run away. You think that love is a game and that we've gone insane. But what we have is what one spends a lifetime.
whatever. But yeah, it's somewhere in there. Gets rid of those little white squares.
With you I feel amazing, never felt before. But would I be so ashamed for love we're fighting for? I'm standing right at the gates, walking your stairway to heaven. Baby,
Yeah, I think you can't rotate at that point when you have, so I guess maybe it's a problem. But you can get some half-decent movements out of something that's not that hard to do. It's not that hard. Your Nagi get weird. It kind of fucks with that. Or maybe move the hand forward and then. Ah, see that one. Goofing. It's goofing. It's not the best way to go about rigging when you could just use Blender, I guess. Oh, there we go. That's, you can rotate using the grip. There. It was a lot of work figuring out the first time, but I've been trying to steadily figure out very tiny quality of life changes that could make these they just really work as like living statues, living 3D statues, because I can't get too much movement out of them unless I put all the extra effort into animating. And animating ain't really what I like. I like sculpting. And I do like that you can get kind of effects like this where it looks competent. Alright. Then, with that, I drop it into that monster folder, the T-shaped monster ammo. I'll drop it in there, original prefab. And I'll right click on that and export the package. Turn off the stuff that I don't need. Models, yeah. Dynamic bone, I don't need. F impossible, yeah, I need that. And I need the puppet 3D. And then with that, you click export. And you just move it to where you've been saving your shit. Call it T. It's called T-shaped monster. And then that one's just done. And then I'd probably put it on green screen and light it with all the specialty lighting. But that was pretty neat. Oh, been well worth the prices I paid for it. The stuff, yeah, all these are like bought assets. They all cost money. Some guy put all the coding effort. I'm just putting it to good use. pop a save on that. There, I'll hide this. Quit out of it. Excellent. Bueno. Yeah, it's okay. It's nothing compared to what you can do, Joe. You got some cool ass shit. All I know how to do is make models. I don't got coding know how to make cool ass shit. My stuff only works when it's connected to your stuff. Or if I just put it in stream as a green screen effect. My least favorite thing to do in Unity is like reflection probes and light probes to make a light map, where you render out a light map where it makes realistic shadows for the parts that are static and the lights that are static. There you go. It's not even 3 hours. It's almost 3 hours. Let's just chat for a bit. Let's break screen. I'm gonna probably watch. I'm not really. I wanted to watch something, but I'm not feeling the. Ooh, can Cobra animated? Oh no, that's a. There is a new Patman QC. Shout out, Patman. Patman, dude. I guess there's no better time to end it. Chat about something. Shit. I guess in House of the Dead 3, not my favorite House of the Dead, but I do have it and it was fun to play through. I wish I could have played through 2, but you don't always get what you want in life. Bunch of you gotta make decisions. And decide your fate. The wheel of fate. That's what the boss meant. The final boss. Times are getting tougher. They've probably always been tougher, but they feel tougher because it's the world you're living in. Just gotta make do. I had the same problem that a lot of people face. They just don't do anything. They go to work, and now it's even harder. Now a lot of people don't have jobs, so they wind up just kind of sitting around all day, eating, getting fatter, getting dumber. And that is a way you can live your life. It's not a very productive way. I try to force myself to do shit like this. I never thought I would ever stream in my life. But there's always... Shit always just happens. Shit just falls in your lap. Stuff happens. One of these days, I'd really like to get some actual drawing done. I could draw for hours, and I don't have to worry about limitations or anything. I can just do what I want. So that could definitely blow through some time. sure to exercise more. You don't get enough exercise. Be sure to eat a little bit healthier. Be consciously aware of how much you eat throughout the day. As Dr. Now says, no more snacking. No more snacking. I do have some saved up 600-pound life episodes. That'll be a real blast. Pay attention to your elders. Not all elderly are worth respect, but the few that do exist deserve it. They die really quick before you even realize it. It's crazy. Like, you live your whole life with people and then they're just gone. And then you wind up missing the things that they really helped out. Like, they were actually a benefit to your life and you didn't notice it. Try and keep your friends, your real friends. Get some true doom murder heads on your team. Some ride or die motherfuckers. Because those are tough. Friends are a dime a dozen. But those true friends, man, they're hard to keep. What other bullshit? Play old games. New games are bad. Stop playing new games. The only way that games can be good again is if you just stop playing them. There's a history of old games that can be played. Stories that are infinitely better than anything some modern day AAA developer could pump out. Movies. A lot of people don't like watching old movies, especially black and white movies, because they don't have color in them. But there's thousands and thousands of old movies that you haven't watched. Watch them. There's so much shit you can be doing. The last thing you need to be doing is sitting around and getting fat. So find a hobby and work on it. Even King Cobra's working on a hobby. That motherfucker is making music albums. They're what they are if you listen to him. But he's at least doing something. A lot of people aren't even willing to put that much effort in. So, that's 3-hour mark. I got my ramble in. Thank you for tuning in to this wacky stream that began with a 45-minute playthrough of House of the Dead 3 and slowly became my secrets to 3D graphic art. Keep spirits up, because the last thing we need is dead people. You gotta fly away, birdie. Don't sow your wild oats like that. Don't go traveling. Don't go to Europe to try and find yourself. You're not gonna find anything that you wouldn't find here. Read books. Read a couple of them. Some good old books. Read C.S. Lewis's Space Trilogy. It's a blast. And with that, I say thank you all for watching Mr. H's stupid ass crazy ramble stream. I hope the Bugs live stream will be up soon. I'm hoping to get around to another morning Bloodborne stream, but I'll probably do another play stream, maybe a full play like I did the Castlevania, where it winds up being 3 streams. It wasn't big. I kind of like 1 stream per game, but sometimes you just gotta make 3-parters. Thank you all for watching, and goodbye. Farewell. So long, adios. That's what I should play. Holy shit. I always thought about that. I don't think it has a...
Won't you come over? Dying to know where you came from. We're breaking no.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye, Anna.